So, it's Friday afternoon, and I can practically hear the weekend calling my name. I mean, who doesn't love that feeling? The work week is finally behind us, and it's time to unwind, right? I start scrolling through my phone, looking at all the things I could do. Maybe a road trip to the beach, or a cozy movie marathon with friends. I pull up my notes app, and I start jotting down all these grand plans. I'm feeling inspired, like I'm about to embark on this epic adventure. I'm thinking, this weekend is going to be legendary. But then, reality sets in. First of all, let's talk about the weather. You know that moment when you wake up Saturday morning and you hear the rain tapping against the window? Yeah, that's when you realise your beach plans are probably not going to happen. You check the weather app, and it's like a cruel joke, cloudy with a chance of disappointment. So, what do? You start scrambling for a backup plan. Maybe a hike? But wait, not in this weather. Okay, how about brunch? But then you remember that the last time you went out for brunch, you waited an hour for a table. So you think, let's just stay in and make pancakes. But then you open the fridge and realise you're out of eggs. Classic. So you're sitting there, still in your pajamas, scrolling through Instagram, watching everyone else living their best lives. You see your friends at a rooftop bar, sipping cocktails, and you can't help but feel a twinge of envy. I mean, who are these people who always seem to have their lives together? You start questioning your own choices. Should I have planned better? Why didn't I just book that last-minute getaway? The pressure builds, and suddenly, your weekend feels like a race against time to make it worthwhile. Then you remember that one friend who always has the best ideas. You shoot them a text. Hey, any plans this weekend? And you wait, hoping for a lifeline. They reply with something like, yeah, I'm going to this cool art exhibit downtown. And you think, great, I'll join. But then you realise you haven't showered yet, and it's already noon. You start to feel the panic rise. You throw on some clothes, skip the shower, and rush out the door. You're half dressed, half awake, and definitely half prepared for whatever awaits you. You finally make it to the exhibit, and it's packed. You're weaving through crowds, trying to look cultured while also checking your phone to see if you missed any messages. You're standing in front of some abstract piece, pretending to ponder its meaning, but really, you're just thinking about how you're going to grab lunch afterward. You snap a few photos for social media because, you know, if it's not on Instagram, did it even happen? But deep down, you know you're just trying to convince yourself that you're having a good time. After the exhibit, you and your friend decide to grab lunch at that trendy spot everyone's been raving about. You walk in, and it's another wait, another hour at least. You're standing there scrolling through the menu, trying to act casual while your stomach growls. Finally, you sit down, and the food arrives. You take one bite, and it's underwhelming. You look at your friend, and you both just laugh. This is the reality of weekend plans. They rarely turn out as you imagined. Fast forward to Sunday. You wake up with that familiar sense of dread. You know Monday is creeping up, and you're already dreading the working ones. You think, okay, let's make today count. You pull out your planner and start mapping out your day. You have this vision of a productive Sunday, maybe some meal prep, a little self-care, and finally catching up on that Netflix series everyone's been talking about. But then, you remember that you binge-watched the entire season last night, so scratch that idea. You end up spending most of the day scrolling through TikTok, watching people do all the things you wish you were doing. You see people hiking, traveling, trying out new recipes, and you start to feel that familiar pang of guilt. Why can't I just get my act together? You wonder. You think about all the things you wanted to accomplish this weekend, and it feels like a total wash. You're left with a messy apartment, a pile of laundry, and a fridge that's looking more barren by the hour. By the time evening rolls around, you're in full-on reflection mode. You sit down with a bowl of popcorn and start planning for the next weekend. You promise yourself that next time will be different. You'll actually stick to your plans, You'll go out, you'll be social, and you'll make the most of your time. But deep down, you know that the cycle will probably repeat itself. You'll wake up next Saturday, and the sun will be shining, and you'll be filled with hope and excitement. You'll have a list of things to do, places to go, and friends to see. And then, just like that, reality will kick in. The weather will change, plans will fall through, and you'll find yourself back on the couch, wondering where the weekend went. But you know what? That's okay. Because in the end, it's not about the grand plans or the perfect Instagram moments. It's about the little moments, the laughter with friends, the cozy nights in, the spontaneous adventures that don't go as planned. Life is messy, and so are weekends. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes them all the more relatable. So, here's to the weekend plans that never quite pan out, and to the reality that keeps us grounded. Cheers to that.